On September 13th, 2018, the Ottawa Senators made one of the most shocking trades in recent history and traded defenseman Erik Karlsson over to the San Jose Sharks in a blockbuster deal that still is questioned as to who won it 4 years later. And with Erik Karlsson having one of his best seasons since being traded, it's causing a lot of trade controversy, and I'm here to shut it all down because I think it is stupid for any team to go out and trade for Erik Karlsson. Here's why. But first off, let's go a little bit back to where this all started at the original trade between the Ottawa Senators and the San Jose Sharks. Now, some little bit of background knowledge. There was a lot of drama in regards to Mike Hoffman and a lot of other players on the team. Obviously, there was that intervention with Mike Hoffman's wife and Erik Karlsson's wife, and it caused a lot of drama off the ice. And then there was Eugene Melnyk and the Senators having a bad season and then potentially wanting to tear it down. And they looked at Erik Karlsson and they said, well, we might as well try and get some pieces back for him, and that's what they tried to do. So, they traded Erik Karlsson along with Francis Perron over to the San Jose Sharks. In exchange, the Ottawa Senators acquired Dylan DeMello, Chris Tierney, Rudolph Balcers, Josh Norris, a 2020 first-round pick, which became Tim Stützle, a 2021 second-round pick, which became Josh Ostapuk, and a 2019 second-round pick, which would later get traded to Carolina, that became Jamieson Rees. So, obviously, a lot of those players in that trade are no longer with the Ottawa Senators. DeMello's not, Tierney is not, Balcers is not, Norris is, but he's hurt. Stützle's having a good season. Ostapuk, I think, is actually with the Sharks now. He's somewhere. I don't know. I don't think he's in Ottawa, though. And also, Jamieson Rees is with the Carolina Hurricanes as we currently speak. So, really, the only remaining three pieces from this deal is Stützle, Norris, and Karlsson from both respective teams just about 4 years later. So, this is a bit of an interesting deal. Obviously, it's causing a lot of controversy now because Erik Karlsson is in trade rumors yet again. And I think it is completely stupid that he's even remotely in trade rumors. This is literally so dumb. Yes, he's having a great year. He's really turned back the clock. He's a great defender. But no, I don't think any team will want to go out and trade for this guy with his contract. There's no way. And speaking of that contract, in 2018-19, in his first year with the San Jose Sharks, he had an amazing year. 3 goals, 42 assists for 45 points in 53 games played. Obviously, they went into the playoffs. Karlsson played really good in the playoffs. They lost in the conference finals to the St. Louis Blues. But during those playoffs, he was signed to an 8-year, $92 million contract that pays him $11.5 million per. So that is an unbelievable contract, one of the craziest ones we've seen in recent history. Obviously, we've seen a lot of 8-year contracts lately, but obviously this is one of the main bigger ones. And then, heading into 2019-20, things were looking good for the San Jose Sharks, but then everything just plummeted. Pavelski left, they dealt with a lot of injuries, and they've missed the playoffs, missed the extended bubble playoffs. In a shortened season, though, Karlsson didn't really look that bad. 6 goals, 34 assists for 40 points in 56 games played. It's when 2020-21, the year of the bubble, or not the year of the bubble, the year of the weird division realignments, was when we started seeing some concern with Erik Karlsson. 8 goals, 14 assists for 22 points in 52 games played. That was a bit of a concern, but yet again, it was in 56 games played, and the Sharks were bad again, so really that was kind of expected. Obviously, no surprise there. He wasn't going to do so well, but that was kind of a little bit of a big downgrade from previous years. You look at 2021-22, 10 goals, 25 assists for 35 points in 50 games played. Karlsson missed a lot of games that year, definitely with injuries. That's obviously why he only had 35 points. So obviously that is a bit of a struggle there. But this year, he's already beaten out almost all of his other numbers in the past 2 years. 11 goals, 22 assists for 33 points in 27 games played. That's the most goals he scored with San Jose, with 11. The 22 assists is actually, I think, fourth or third most now in the past 5 years with San Jose. And then the 33 points is almost about to beat his 2021-22 high. and his bubble high. So he's already on pace to break all of those records with his career with the San Jose Sharks so far. However, he has been in a lot of trade rumors, and obviously San Jose is not a team that's going to surprise and make the playoffs. So obviously the Sharks were looking at trading Karlsson. However, I don't think it's smart. I really think it'd be a stupid move for a team to go out there and trade for somebody like Erik Karlsson. Here's why. There are some pros and cons to it. There's pros and cons to every situation. The pros with Erik Karlsson. Let's say if you get Erik Karlsson, you get experience. This guy's been in the league for a long time. You get offense, because obviously he has that offensive touch to him as a defenseman. And he would be a good rental. Okay? He would be a good rental if he didn't have his contract. If he didn't have that hefty $11.5 million contract that he had to deal with until like 2026 or something like that, I think teams would probably have already taken the jump on him. But that's why I think teams are a little bit scared, and that's why I don't think Karlsson will get traded, at least until he's closer to when that contract is over. Now, taking on an $11.5 million contract is brutal. Now, the difference between him and a guy like, let's say, John Klingberg, or even Patrick Kane. I know Patrick Kane's like a center. He's not a defenseman. But I think that, like, you get somebody like Kane. He has a hefty contract, yes, but you know what you're going to get out of Kane. And if you don't get what you want out of him, he's gone. Send him to the free agency. Because that contract is almost up. With Karlsson, you could get what you got from him with the Sharks so far to the end of the year. Maybe you win a cup, maybe you don't. That could change everything. But even after that, you still have to deal with that contract for another 3 to 4 years. So really, I don't see it being worth it when there's other defensemen out there like John Klingberg. I know Klingberg's doing god-awful with the Anaheim Ducks right now, but I would much rather take him over Karlsson. I'm being brutally honest. I would much rather take him over Karlsson, and I firmly stand by that. I can't see why any team would want to get Karlsson. I see so many teams interested, like, every day. The Florida Panthers are interested. The Toronto Maple Leafs are interested. The Boston Bruins are interested. I'm like, how? Like, how do you have the money to afford him? Like, there's very few teams in the league that would have money to afford them. Now, I know people are saying, Nork, you can just go for a third-team salary cap move. Am I correct, or is that only for, like, that part of the year? Don't you have to clear money to keep that contract in? The team doesn't take the retaining for the rest of his deal, if I'm correct. I might be wrong on that, but still. I just can't see, and, like, even then, if you want a third team to get in there, you're giving up more assets. So really, what is it worth? Like honestly, when you think about it. But yeah, nothing against Karlsson. I think Karlsson's a great player. I've loved Karlsson since his days with the Ottawa Senators and the early days with the Sharks when they were good. But honestly, I can't see why any team would want to get him with that contract. Honestly. And, like, it's a really high risk. It could be a high reward, but given Karlsson's track record through some seasons with the San Jose Sharks so far, you don't know that. You really don't know if you're going to get that high reward. It is an extremely high risk, but it can have a high reward, I will say that. But, like, you don't know. And that's kind of the thing you have to take with this. But, like, I really wouldn't risk it. At least with Kane or Klingberg. Like, I know these are bad examples, but you can at least not worry about them 3 years afterwards. Like, at least you won't have to worry about that contract afterwards. That's kind of my thought process on Erik Karlsson trade rumors right now. There's a lot of them, definitely. He's been really stirring up the market lately in regards to trades. We'll see what happens, really, but I highly doubt anything really happens out of it. I don't think he gets traded. I think we'll hear a lot of rumors, but I highly doubt he gets traded. I think it's more realistic for somebody like Timo Meier to get dealt than Erik Karlsson, to be honest with you, or even Thomas Hertl. Like, that's honestly something I could see more. But yeah, anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching. For as portals, I really do appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe down below if you are new. And anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.